just still wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else is joining. I'm Rachel. Thanks for coming on tonight. Like I was saying earlier, this class we're going to focus on finding some release and length in the hamstrings and the low back. And it's a beginner class, so perfect if you're brand new to yoga. This is for you, for sure. And we're going to start off lying down on our backs. So if you want to get into that position, lying on your back, you can have your knees bent. That might be more supportive for your low back. Or you can take your legs out nice and long. Whichever version feels best for you is where we're going to start off. And once you get down there, again, just start to tune into how your body's feeling before we start, where your body's connecting to the ground, how your breath is. Are you breathing fast? Are you breathing slow? Are you breathing into your chest? Are you breathing into your belly? Again, not shifting or changing anything, just noting where you are in this very moment. Wait a couple more moments, just giving people time to log in. If you have any questions or concerns before we start, type it in, let me know. Alright, so tuning into the body, tuning into the breath. Noticing what's arising for you this evening. And then starting that yogic breath of inhaling in through the nose, deep down to the belly. Pausing. And exhaling out the nose long and slow. Keeping up that breath, inhaling in through the nose, deep down to the belly. And exhaling out the nose, long and slow. If it's difficult for you to breathe down into your belly, place one or both hands on your belly to really help encourage the breath to go all the way down. And as you're breathing, maybe think about an intention for today's class. Perhaps it's just to stay present and aware on your mat. Maybe it's to focus on the breath. Maybe you have a gentle phrase that you repeat to yourself to keep your mind present in the practice. It can be as simple as I am peace, I am joy, I am love. Whatever you're really feeling that need for, putting it into that positive present statement. And returning to the breath. And any posture that I offer you today, if it doesn't feel right in your body or causes any discomfort, please don't do it. Listen to your body. Contact a yoga teacher and they will help you figure out the right posture for your body. Let's do 5 more deep breaths in and out the nose. If your legs are long, go ahead and slowly bring the feet to the earth, bending the knees. Bring your feet to about the outside edge of your mat, and just gently windshield wiper the knees to the left and to the right. Maybe exhaling as the knees go down and inhaling through center. And just this gentle left and right rocking motion. And then bringing the knees into the chest, giving them a little squeeze in, maybe a side-to-side rock. Placing your hands on your knees and just draw little circles with the knees, massaging your sacrum and low back down to the floor. Try to keep the knees and the feet together. And then switch directions. My brain is struggling with that one. Alright, coming back to center. Keep your hands on your knees. Pull them up towards your chest and then out towards your shoulders. So we're opening the hips a little bit here. Maybe roll the ankles, point and flex the toes. And keep your hands on your knees and just start to draw circles around with the knees. So in towards the chest, gently open, away from the body, and closed. If it doesn't feel good to open the legs up, then just keep them closed and come into that circle motion that we were doing before. And switch directions. Knees away, open and around. One more time, and then let the knees come in towards the chest. And take the arms out wide. Go ahead and take the palms face down. And if this causes any discomfort on your low back, then just stay here in the middle with the knees in towards the chest. If not, exhale, let the knees gently come towards the right. Maybe they come to the floor, maybe they don't. Inhale, bring them back towards center, and exhale them to the left. Inhale them to center, snap, crackle, pop. Exhale them to the right. And just keep moving with your body, gently taking them side to side. And maybe they come all the way to the ground, or maybe they just kind of come over and that's enough for your body, and then over the other way. You just want this gentle twist, so whatever feels right to you. Let's do one more each side. And come back to center. Again, give the knees a little hug in. And then keep the right knee in towards the body. Left foot comes to the floor. You can stay here, or if it feels okay to the body, taking the right foot up towards the sky. Grasping behind the thigh, pulling gently towards your chest, keeping that right foot flexed. And you can stay right here if this is enough for your body today. Maybe you haven't done too much, or you have tight hamstrings, or if you need a little bit more, you can lengthen out the left leg. So right toes almost pointed down towards your face, heel pointed up towards the sky. Soften the shoulders and the head down to the floor, and breathe. You can always roll that ankle around if that feels good. It usually does to me, but listen to your body. And then bend the knee, bring both knees back to the chest, give a little squeeze in. Maybe note the difference in sensation between the right leg and the left leg. And then keep the left knee in, right foot to the earth, and then left foot up to the sky. Ooh, this one's tighter on me. Maybe you place the hands behind the thigh and you pull in gently, pressing the heel towards the sky and the toes towards your face. You can stay here, or you can gently straighten out that right leg. Yep, that intensifies it for me. Maybe it does for you. And breathe. And move that ankle around, point and flex the toes. And bend the left knee, bring the right knee in. Again, maybe you kind of note the sensation difference. And then only if this feels okay on your spine, we're going to start to rock forward and back along the length. If it doesn't feel good, we're coming up to our seat, so just make your way there. Coming all the way up to your seat. We're going to take the legs out nice and long in front of us. Call it God's gift. Some of us more blessed than others. Move it out of the way so you can find those sit bones down on the earth. Point the toes back towards your face. Inhale, take the arms and gaze up. Exhale, find that forward fold. Not staying here yet. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale it up. Exhale, fold. And for this first one, maybe the hands are on the thighs, the calves, or maybe they're on the feet. But really focus on pulling your body towards your feet versus down towards the floor. That gets the hamstrings a little bit more if you're pulling forward. Soften the armpits. And turn back to your breath. Maybe gaze down at your knees to keep that nice long spine. Maybe with each exhale you feel your body soften and release a little more. And then release, inhale, come back up. And exhale, forward fold again. And this time, gently pull yourself down towards the floor. Let the head relax and let the spine round. And see if you notice more sensation in your low back now. Still toes towards your face. Breathing. Good, an inhale, come on back up. Going to take the feet and swing them over to the right. So you're kind of sitting on that left hip bone and the feet are over towards the right. I always pretend like it's a little toy car in my hand. So as I inhale, I'll open up, taking that toy car, and as I exhale, I twist it closed. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist it closed. Let's do 2 more. Using the breath. Now this toy car turns into an airplane. Inhale, take the arm and the hips up, pressing the hips forward, reaching that arm back. And exhale, bring it back down. Again, inhale, reaching up, press the hips forward. And exhale, take it down. If it's too much with the hips, just lifting the arm, finding that side body stretch. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Come back through center. 1 foot in front of the other, kind of cross-legged, but the legs 1 foot in front of the other. Inhale, take the arms up towards the sky. If this isn't okay, then you're coming here with the feet on the earth. Exhale, go ahead and find a nice forward fold here. Letting the knees soften down. So you might be down low like that. You might just be able to come a little bit forward if your hips and your low back are tight. Or maybe you can walk yourself somewhere in between there. Take your gaze down towards your hands to keep that nice long spine. And bring your attention back to your breath. Next inhale, go ahead and come up. Taking your feet that opposite direction. Now, starting off with that toy car on the ground. As you exhale, you're twisting. As you inhale, you're opening. Do 2 more like this. on your next one, we're going to inhale, take the arm and the hips up, pressing forward, and exhale, bring it down. Good. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bring it down. I always want to give you guys compliments, but I know I can't see you, but you're doing a great job. All right, let's do 3 more. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Last 2. Last 1. Nice. Okay, so coming back to that cross leg position, but this time that opposite leg is in front. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, find your version of your gentle forward fold here. Really important, keep both sit bones on the earth. Soften the hips. Bring your attention back to the breath. And gaze down at the floor. Two more breaths. Nice. On your inhale, walk yourself back. And then take the left leg out to the side, keeping that right in. Ooh, feeling that inner adductor tightness on me today. All right, sitting up nice and tall again. Keep those left toes flexed towards your body. Inhale, take the right arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, find that side bend over towards your toes. So you might look like here, here. You might be more open and be able to get those toes. Try to keep both sit bones on the earth again. Breathing. Chest is gently opening to the sky, maybe the gaze to the sky. Feeling that length from the fingertips all the way down to your right sit bone. And breathe. Keeping that left foot flexed towards your face. Two more breaths here. Then exhale, just rotate your right arm down towards the floor, reaching for those left toes. Might be around the knee or the calf. You really want to bring the chest towards that left leg. Take a nice inhale, find some length in your spine, and then exhale, sink over your left leg. Keeping the right hip on the floor. And return back to your breath. Notice how maybe each exhale your body lets you sink a little deeper, even if it's a millimeter. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, make your way back up, taking out both legs wide. Toes pulled back towards your face, sitting up tall. Inhale, reaching the arms up. And exhale, fold it down the middle. Keeping the feet flexed, keeping both sit bones on the floor. Take the gaze down towards the floor. And breathe. Maybe your elbows can soften. Maybe your chest. Maybe your eyes. Maybe you even take your tongue away from the roof of your mouth and soften your jaw. Spend 3 more breaths here. Go ahead and inhale, coming back up. And then take the left leg in, right foot is out to the side. toes pulled back towards your face. Inhale, taking the arms up. And exhale, right arm comes down and the left arm reaches up and over. Again, you might stay here, you might be here. Keeping that left hip on the floor. Reaching for those toes. Chest and gaze opening to the sky. Returning back to the breath. Two more breaths. And as you exhale, rotate the chest and gaze down towards that right leg. Gently pulling yourself towards the right foot and down towards the earth. Feeling that stretch in the hamstrings, keeping the left hip down on the earth. Keep those right toes pointing back towards your face. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, come on up. Take the legs wide. Sometimes it helps to kind of pick your body up and roll it forward a little bit to find a good, safe grounding in the hips. Again, inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, find that forward fold. Keep the gaze down towards the earth. Keep the toes flexed back towards your face. And breathe. Let's do 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, coming up. Help your legs together, so bend the knees and help them come together so you don't pull anything. Let the feet come to the earth, take your hands back behind you. Feet are about hip distance apart, and just do that gentle windshield wiper of the knees again. Nice. Okay, we're going to make our way to all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And just do some gentle cat-cows. So inhale, tuck the toes, let the belly drop, chest opens, gaze goes up. Exhale, tops of the feet, press the spine up towards the sky. And keep going with your breath. Inhale, opening, belly dropping, toes tucking. And exhale, flipping the feet, pressing the spine up, chin towards chest. Keep going. You can even gently wag your tail if that feels good. And take the spine around in circles, making sure to go both directions. Whatever feels good to your spine, your toes. And come back to a nice neutral spine. Going to bring your left hand a little bit closer to the center of your mat. And inhale, take the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, dive it underneath. 2 more like that. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, dive. Inhale it up. Exhale, dive. This time, cheek and shoulder coming down to the earth, or a block or a book, finding that spinal twist. So either on a block, on the earth, and here check your hips. They usually will pop to the side, bring them back towards center. That top arm can stay stay exactly where it is, or it can reach forward in front of you. Or if you want a deeper twist, you can take it up and around, reaching for that opposite leg. Whatever feels best to your body, and settle into the breath. Let's do 5 deep breaths here. If you've taken that top arm off the ground, go ahead and bring it back. Everybody inhale, press back to center, and then do some cat-cows again. So chest opening, belly sinking, spine rounding up, tucking the tailbone. And coming back to a neutral spine, bring the big toes together, let the knees come wide, sink the hips back, and come into that child's pose. Arms reaching out in front of you, head towards the floor. Again, grab that blocker book or pillow if your head doesn't comfortably come down. Once you're there, if it feels good to you, you can rock the hips gently, roll the forehead gently. And my favorite thing about this pose is no one can see you, especially right now if you're at home. Inhale, inflate that belly fully, let it hang out. No need to suck it in, no need to hide. Just let it fully hang out, especially that quarantine belly. If anybody's like me, you got some extra beer and food coming in, let it hang out. And let it soften with the exhales. And expanding it fully and letting it soften. Let's do 5 more breaths here. On your next inhale, go ahead and come back up, setting up for that opposite side. This time the right hand comes a little bit closer to the center. Inhale, take the left arm up. Exhale, dive it under. Again, inhale, take it up. Exhale, dive. This time, inhale, take it up. And exhale, dive. Staying down on the shoulder and the cheek, on the floor, on a block, on a book. That top arm can stay where it is, or reach out in front, or take it up and around for that deeper twist. Check your hips, bring them back towards center, and find your breath. 5 breaths here. If you've taken your top arm off the earth, go ahead and bring it back. Everybody inhale, come back to center. Taking those cat-cows with your spine. And then yogi's choice here. So you can either sink back into that child's pose, so the toes together, the knees wide, sinking back. Or if you want a little bit more on your shoulders and less in the hips, knees are going to stay underneath the hips. Come down to the forearms. Walk yourself out. Let the forehead come to the earth and into puppy pose. So this is more about opening the chest and the shoulders. And this might be better if you have sensitive knees or hips and child's pose doesn't feel good. Maybe this feels better. Again, if your head doesn't come all the way down, grab that block or book. Let your head rest down on that. And let the belly hang out. Come back to the breath. Maybe come back to that intention if it's slipped away. Breathing. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, come back to all fours. You're going to take the right leg out to the side, right foot down to the floor, left knee underneath the left hip. Really press that right foot down into the earth, and then go ahead and inhale, come up onto that left knee. If you need a little cushion under that left knee, you can always fold your yoga mat or grab a blanket or a towel. Sitting or kneeling up nice and tall. Bring your right hand to your hip. Inhale, take the left arm up towards the sky, and then exhale, find that side bend over to the right. Hand can stay on the hip, or maybe it slides down the leg. Again, gently try to take the chest and the gaze up to the ceiling if that feels okay on the neck, and breathe. Three more breaths here. And on your next inhale, come on back up. Bring the right knee underneath you. Tuck your toes. This is one of my least favorite poses, so just so you know, tuck your toes and sink the hips back onto your feet. Really opening up the arches, stretching those toes. If this is too much sensation, hands down on the floor, doing the same thing. You can always take a break and then come back up. For some reason, this one just kills me. Wherever you are, breathe. The reason we practice our breath in yoga is so that when we're in uncomfortable sensations in yoga and we can breathe through them, we take that off of our mat into our real life. And when things aren't going great or aren't comfortable, we can use our breath to breathe through them. So 3 more breaths here. Like me, you want to run away from that pose, so quickly untuck the toes, maybe gently tap the feet on the floor. And then coming back to setting up for that left side. So the weight comes onto the right knee, switching your cushion if you need it. Taking the left leg out to the side, left foot pressing down to the earth. Inhale, coming up when you're ready. Nice and tall spine. Left hand to the hip, right arm reaches up. Exhale, find that side bend the opposite direction. Again, you can leave your hand on your hip, you can slide it down your leg. Trying to not put too much weight into that left arm. Use your core, pull your belly in, really reach long. See if you can stretch through the hip with your arm and breathe. Two more breaths. And inhale, come on back up. Bring that knee back underneath you. I'm not going to do the toe stretch again. You guys can do it if you want, yogi's choice. Keeping your blocks close by in case you need them or want them. Sometimes it just feels nicer. Going to bring the right foot up to meet the hands, so you're on that left knee. Hands are on the floor or on the blocks or books. I like to be elevated a little bit just because I feel like I can get into my hips a little bit more. And just play here. So inhale, let the hips sink. Make sure your knee isn't coming past your toes. And exhale, take the hips back, gently straightening that front leg. So playing with that. Inhaling forward, chest open, hips sink. Exhale, take it back. And just keep doing that, whatever feels good. Using the breath. Maybe your body wants you to hang out either with the hip or feeling in the hamstrings. Go ahead and exhale. Take the hips back. front leg is straight. Maybe the blocks come back towards your hips for a little bit better support. Toes pointed down towards the floor. And from here, go ahead and take the toes up towards the sky and down towards the floor. Up to the sky and to the floor. Keep going, breathing. And the next time the toes come up towards the face, pause there. Make sure that right knee is active so you're not blocking it out and pressing it down towards the earth. It's just really strong. Feeling it through the hamstrings, maybe the calves, the back of the ankle. And then gently take your foot to the right and to the left. So getting all the different hamstring attachments along the back. Come back to center, and then go ahead and, if you can, grabbing your toes with your left hand, gently curl them over to the left so you're really lengthening out the right front side of your calf, shin bone area. If you're an avid snowboarder, this one is a great stretch for when we're allowed to be up on the mountains. And go ahead and release that. Bring that knee back underneath your body. And just take the hips gently side to side. And even rock forward and back. See how maybe the left side might feel different than the right side. And then when you're ready, let the left foot come forward to meet the hands. Help it along if you need to. Bring your blocks back forward, your books if you're using them. And using your breath, inhale, let the hips sink, gaze goes open, chest opens. Exhale, take the hips back, toes stay on the earth. Noting how this side might feel different than the other. Using your breath. A lot of times if you're having back pain or low back discomfort, it can come from the hamstrings. So stretching out the hamstrings might just help your low back feel better. And the next time the hips come back and you gently straighten that leg, walk your hands back, your blocks, your books, whatever you're using, toes stay on the earth. Nice long spine, feeling that length along the back of the hamstring. Again, try to have that left knee active and not locked backwards. And if your leg's not straight all the way, that's fine, as long as you're feeling that hamstring calf stretch for your body. And breathe. And then play with the toes, taking to the sky. Woo, that talks to me, and down to the floor. And then keep the toes up, and gently take the foot to the right and the left. Back to center again, taking your right hand to the left foot, gently curl the toes down and over to the right, so you're feeling that lengthening along the outside of your left shin bone, left ankle, and breathe. And gently release. Letting the left knee come back underneath the body once more. Taking your props out of the way if you have them. Take the hips side to side. Maybe that forward and back feels good. to this forward fold for a moment so that we can come into our yogi squat. So tuck your toes underneath you, lift your knees, take your tailbone up towards the sky, and then walk your feet in towards your hands. So we're meeting in a forward fold. And take some gentle movement here. Maybe you sway side to side. You can grab opposite elbows. What feels good to your back, to your hamstrings, to your body? And then take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Let the toes gently point away from your midline. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, start to squat down into your yogi squat, just as you need. If you can't come down or your heels are coming up, go ahead and grab that block, make yourself a little seat. You can always roll up your mat a little bit too if your heels aren't touching, and let those heels rest down on your mat. Let the elbows come to the inside of the legs. Palms come together and gently press into the knees. Imagine that your tailbone is super heavy. Your spine is really long. Your chest is open. Let your tongue come away from the roof of your mouth if it's creeped back up there. Maybe the eyes close and you come back to the breath. Maybe come back to that intention. Two more breaths. Let the hands come down. Maybe take them back behind you to make your way to your seat. Coming back to your feet about hip distance apart and that windshield wiper motion of left and right. And then we're going to come down to our back, but try to do it nice and slowly, rolling the spine down so each vertebrae moves independently of its neighbor as you roll all the way down. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Give that little squeeze in, that little side to side rock. Let the feet come to the earth. Pick them hips up, shift to the left, set them back down. Take the arms out wide, knees towards chest, and then over to the right, finding a spinal twist. Breathing deep into the belly. Inhale, bring the knees back to center, and then feet to the earth. Pick the hips up, shift to the right, set it down. Knees in towards the chest, and then let them come over to the left. Breathing deep into the belly. Inhale, bring the knees back in. Line the hips back up with the shoulders. Give the knees a squeeze in. And then let the arms and legs come up towards the sky. Roll the wrists, roll the ankles. Open and close toes and fingers. And then my favorite, a little dead bug action. Shake it all out. All the old fluid, all the joints. Just shake like a little old bug with some Raid. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, squeeze everything in nice and tight. Squeeze your eyes shut, squeeze your toes, squeeze your fingers, maybe stick out your tongue, activate everything. Nice big inhale. And exhale, let it all go. Let the arms and legs be heavy. Let go of the controlled breath. Feeling yourself supported by what's underneath you. Spending the next few moments with nothing to do, nowhere to be, no expectations, no shoulds, just being. If you can, stay in this relaxing posture for as long as you can. But if you need to get your class done so you can move on with whatever else you have for today, slowly start to deepen your breath. Letting the arms reach up over you, stretching from fingertips to toe tips, letting all the sighs and yawns escape the body. Gently rolling onto right or left side. And taking a moment to check in with yourself to note any shifts in the body, any changes in the mind. And committing these to memory the next time yoga seems a little too difficult or you don't have the energy. Remember how your body feels and your mind feels at the end of class. And slowly making your way up to a nice comfortable seat. Sitting up tall, eyes closed, or a soft gaze to the floor. Letting your hands come to heart center with your thumbs pressing gently into your chest bone. Taking a moment to be grateful for every heartbeat. Bringing thumbs to lips. Taking a moment to be grateful for every breath. Bringing thumbs to forehead. Taking a moment to be grateful for every practice. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me for this class. Hope the hamstrings and the back are